Okay, welcome back to the stream. I had to go in there and adjust some of the audio settings, which for some reason weren't working. So I need to make sure that the desktop audio is also working. Let me see. Speakers and headphones, that should be what the desktop audio should be. Let me go ahead and try that. Is that working? Okay, so we're going to look at the desktop audio here. Let me give you just 1 minute. Let me go in here. Okay, so that should be going fine. Sorry, I know I don't want to try to do this. There we go. It looks like the audio was just lagging. When I'm in the game, it doesn't actually have any sound when I'm looking at my OBS. And then when I get into the game, I'm assuming the sound's on. So we're going to go right back into it. Welcome back. Hopefully your Saturday is going well. Early, late, middle of the day, wherever you're at. Hopefully your Saturday is a good one and you're enjoying your weekend. So we're going to get right back into it now. The Arverni have been able to take over the former territory of the Aedui, which is pretty much this like a gigantic region of central what we now know as France. Right, we have the end of the road, or the beginning of the road. The headwaters are here with the Sequani. We're sending our scout north here, Namatio, sending him over into Belgica. And I'm going to try to do a little bit more scouting up here. We have neighbors to our left and right. It looks like the main thoroughfare is this road that goes north to Belgica. So there's no real easy access to these people to the west. The Canutes, and there's a road here leading east to the Sequanti at their settlement, or the Oppidum at Vesontio. We are running at a deficit for our food here, so I'm trying to make sure that we don't do anything weird by running out of food completely and stunting our growth. We're going to send our main army, or our auxiliary army, our second army, back to Nemosos. We're going to keep our main army here with the king, King Aukirix. He's going to be patrolling in Bivrakte, and the military doesn't seem to have a negative impact here. He's not garrisoning within the city. The taxes are a little bit high. Slaves aren't causing too much of a problem. We're just running low on food. So we're building a couple of things here. Number one, we're building the field, which is going to give us more food. And we're building the Warrior Lodge, which unlocks a bunch of other units that we don't have access to right now, which would really help in terms of expanding the strength of our army. So I think what we'll do is, none of these units really have all that much experience. We have a couple units of mercenaries here. Let's select our War Maiden.
To travel is to be truly free.
Let's see if we can inspire the local populace. And that is also changing the characters right there. The characters are increasing that. Let's see. What else can we do here in terms of our army?
I live to serve the people of Gaul.
So we have units that have a bit of experience here. I don't want to quite get rid of all these units,
Honor the gods and your ancestors.
but I do want some of the other specialty units that will become available after we unlock that other building. So let's go ahead and get rid of some of these Atekoi. Maybe a couple of those units. We have a unit of these mercenaries, the Golbere Kurowas. These guys seem pretty depleted, so instead of spending all of that money, let's disband this unit here, and maybe this other unit here. So we don't spend too much money replenishing. We'll have some other units that are going to be available to us soon. We have the Aquadretoi, the Gallic youths, who have a lot of experience, so we don't want to lose them in battle. And in terms of our other army, they seem okay. In terms of trade and finance, our income is okay. We still have a positive flow of income there. We have trade partners in the whiskey, the Masalians, and the Pictones, importing horses. So we can hopefully hire some cavalry once we have the buildings for it, which is definitely something that became a thorn in the side of Rome later on. Vercingetorix is actually part of the Arverni. The Arverni were able to form a confederation to halt the Romans in Gaul, or at least provide, actually, you know, give them a fight. So the Carnutes are here. We can't trade with them. We're going to be unlocking the map here to the Nervii. The Trebori don't seem to like us all that much. They are unfriendly because we took actions against the Aedui. It looks like they were allies with the Aedui. That's fine. Don't really care. So the Sequani seem to like us. Can we...
We have need of talk, I'm sure. But we also need good food, a warm fire, and warm women.
Maybe if we offer a payment?
The gods will rejoice at the words we have spoken today. You honor us with these terms.
How about a trade agreement? Oh, they still don't want to trade. Or a non-aggression pact? No? Okay, so things can't take place immediately. We can raise another army. We can hire more agents. Or no, actually, I don't think we can hire any more agents. We can hire, we can raise another army. I don't want to overextend. Let's go ahead and call this good. Probably should have saved that turn. It's always one of those things where, you know, best practice is always to just save your work. I consider this to be one of those things I don't want to go back and necessarily scum save. Or save scum. That was a term that I wasn't aware of until about a couple of years ago. Save scumming? Not scum saving. Save scumming. Scum saving is a completely different thing, I'm sure. So this is kind of different. In every other run-through I've had of Rome 2, whenever I get another province or another region, things tend to get more difficult immediately. This is what happened when I played at Masalia. I was able to capture Genoa and Maitlan, and the Romans declared war on me even though we had a trade agreement and a non-aggression pact. They were extremely treacherous. Even when they were at war with the Carthaginians. Okay, so we have a food shortage. We're going to try to see if we can rectify that. It's going to take a couple of turns for us to build this field here. In Nemosos, we have negative... it's because of the food. Food is not super great right now. It's because of the outpost. The outpost increases public order and increases growth. But, you know, maybe we can change that to something else. A guard's hut? So right now, we can't increase it to the healer, because we don't have the technology for it. If we want to convert it to a guard's hut, it won't be as much of a burden in terms of food. It increases public order more than what we have at the outpost here. Bonus to garrison morale. Minus 5% upkeep for all land units. So this would actually be good in terms of our economy as well. And +2 security against all agent actions. And then more first and second class citizens. And provides a garrison of Gallic tribesmen. This actually sounds like a lot better than the outpost. The outpost increases our growth but reduces the amount of food that we have. So I guess it's kind of a trade-off there. There's less banditry. We're not really worried about that. We don't need too many third class citizens. So let's go ahead and maybe upgrade this to the guard's hut. And that'll take about 6 turns. Let's get our army back here.
Getting on our way.
And they can patrol the region, reduce banditry, and cheaper upkeep and an increased replenishment rate, increased public order.
Let your feet bleed, you can moan.
Okay, so we've halted the negative trend in public order in both Vibracte and Nemosos. There are unseasonal conditions in Aquitania, a wet summer. And at this point, we just kind of want to have the game progress. So now we have our agent. our war maiden, going east to the Sequani territory. We could have her go even further east. That looks like there's a road down here. It's getting a little colder. And we can have our agent go west.
How can I assist you? Moving.
I like being able to reveal the map. This is fun. Okay, so north here we have the Nemetokena, Atrebates, and the Juliobona.
The shadows are friends.
So we have encountered the Helvetii. Let's look at our diplomacy window. We now have knowledge of the Lexoii and the Atrebates. They're neutral, but we do have a cultural affinity with them.
Greetings, friend. We will speak together of whatever you wish, but bring words that can warm our hearts.
And we can't trade with the Atrebates or the Lexoii. We don't have a sea route, but now we just know they exist, which is fine. I just kind of like taking the fog of war off of the map. So this is interesting in that, you know, obviously just because we uncover a certain area, it doesn't necessarily mean that we will have, you know, knowledge of the armies or the groups there, but it opens up the map. Yes. Exactly, that's true. Hey, Kid Constantine, how's it going?
But it has faded.
Oh,
Therefore, keep your merchants out of our
okay.
lands.
So the Masalians have decided to close that trade agreement, or I guess cancel that. I honestly don't understand why certain factions reduce or try to cancel trade agreements. It seems like it's a mutually beneficial thing. Unless, of course, it's to cut off your nose to spite your face. I'm not sure if the Masalians are now kind of more wary of us because we have a second region under our control. They might be a little bit afraid of our power right now. So maybe that's the reason why they're trying to kind of nip that in the bud before it becomes a problem. And yes, I do agree, especially with a game like this, where I'm really just learning how to play and not, you know, have my campaign end so early on. I think saving and going back to a save is a perfectly legitimate practice. Hearthkeeper. This woman has proven herself quite capable of organizing labor in her family's large household. She is stern but effective, and her farms are prospering. We could employ her to help plan our agricultural developments. Alternatively, we could delegate that issue to the clan leaders and perhaps gain their favor. You know what? Let me go ahead and hire her. And the trade agreement with Masalia is broken. We have a food shortage in Arverni. So, let's see. War declared. Carnutes declared war on the Lexoii. Yes, Masalia got conquered. Turns out that the Carthaginian war starting wasn't enough to keep the Romans out. And actually, though, the irony is that we actually didn't fall to the Romans. We fell to the Volcae Tectosages. They declared war on us. And we were, you know, we were pushed out of Milan. We were pushed out of Genoa. And, you learn something new every time you do a playthrough, and that is something that I can say that run definitely helped me learn how to play the game a little bit better. So, but we're starting over as the Arverni, and this is going pretty well. Yeah, I know, too bad, right? So sad. Masalia, another time when I have a little bit better knowledge of how the game works. So we have a Buria over here. Let's see if we can move her. Now we're in... Let's see if we can find Octoduron. I think Octoduron's down here. There it is. And that's the other settlement directly to our right. We have roads from Bivracte to Wesontio and Octoduron, so we need to make sure that we kind of stay on good terms, or at least be aware. Kenabum, we have a road that goes west through Bivracte. We are at... we now know that... Oh, nope, don't settle. No, just go south.
Love the open road. Is there nothing else?
Let's see if we can go first west to Namnetum.
To travel is to be truly free.
Yeah, Masalia is very weird. You know, historically speaking, the Masalians were allied with the Romans. So when the Carthaginians came through, you know, during the Punic Wars, they didn't have to worry about, they were just kind of getting out of the way. But in this playthrough, the Romans decided to declare war on us for no good reason, other than maybe some territorial expansion, so it didn't go super well. But this playthrough of the Arverni it's interesting. So DEI actually says that this is a harder start than Masalia, but we were able to get the jump on the Arverni early on before they were able to consolidate their power. And I feel like in some ways that the game kind of rewards a little bit of aggression. I try not to necessarily be a warmonger in most strategy games. I try to kind of bide my time and wait for the right opportunity. But it turns out that the Arverni, in order to really kind of not get pushed off the map that early or fight a two-front war later on, have to be really proactive in taking out either the Wibiski on the west or the Aedui. And the Aedui were already kind of antagonistic towards us anyway, so I thought, yeah, sure, let's go ahead. And yes, offense is the best defense, exactly. At least in the ancient world when it comes to Gallian diplomacy. It looks like the rest of the tribes here are on good terms with us, which is good. We don't necessarily want to have another enemy at our gates just yet. We're trying to consolidate our power. It looks like we have pretty safe borders with most of our neighbors, except for the ones directly to our north, the ones who are settled in Trebevorum. They seem to have been allies with the Aedui, so they don't like us, which is understandable because we took out their ally. Yeah. Yeah, Rome tends to be pretty aggro in most games where they're the kind of main character. I'm not surprised. Obviously, Rome 2 is structured around them and the Carthaginians, especially early on. Okay, so we're still running out of food. We're trying to decrease the amount of food that we're out by. Let's see. Okay, so we already know the map here. Let's actually go west and see if we can get to Nomnetum. So we have now seen what is later to become Nantes. So this is Armorica, then Amnetes. And let's send him back, maybe northeast. Let's send him back east, actually. Troubled populace in Gallia. Ah, we can upgrade this warrior lodge. Tough to balance AI when you can only tweak minor stuff since you get a money surplus. You can take tax on provinces that take food. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go ahead and take this province out then of the tax. Maybe they will increase faster. Okay, so we can actually, let's build a horse pen. That will reduce our food, but then we can also actually build cav units. So we need that. Let's build that. And let's take them out of the taxation.
Obedience to the rule of your faction is measured in public order. If unhappiness outweighs happiness and is left unchecked for a long time, it can lead to rebellion.
Construction report.
Taxes at reasonable levels. Maintain sufficient food levels and garrison armies in settlements if necessary to stop low public order bubbling over into insurrection.
Okay. Cool. Yes, I took Vivrate out of that, so I'm letting them kind of get out of paying taxes right now. Hopefully they can replenish. And we're having our armies just kind of patrol the area, increase public order. Nice. And we also built a field last turn, so that increased our food production as well. So I'm not sure exactly how to get more food producing buildings. Well, we don't really have the capacity for that right now. I'm building the guard's hut. That's going to reduce our food requirement. So it'll actually maybe be positive, but then we're going to build a horse pens up here. So building the guard's hut is going to reduce our, from the outpost, it's going to reduce the need for food by 2. Will be kind of okay. And we do have another agent here just kind of chilling, so let's have her maybe do a little bit more discovery here to the east. So who have we encountered? The Insubres, okay. And I think we'll have her go south to here. Obviously not into the ocean. And let's see, can we open up our diplomacy window? Has anything else happened? More land equals more food. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I was thinking about that, and, you know, we have enough money to hire units later. I think this is one of those things I'm still trying to grok, whether or not you hold on to an army because it has experience. There are too many units to merge them together. It's just a few units that we're trying to recoup, and we could probably rehire them later. Let's see. Okay, so we can't theoretically trade with the Sequani.
Welcome. We will talk and then we will feast until our guts rumble and our backsides ache.
There's no counteroffer there either. And nobody else can trade with us. We're actually on pretty decent terms with most of these other tribes. The Carnutes... Let's try to see if we can strengthen our alliance with the Carnutes, or at least become a little bit better acquainted. The Wiwiska are very friendly, the Sequani are friendly. And I don't think we gave them anything...
Welcome, worthy friend.
Non-aggression pact? No? Okay, how about the Carnutes?
And so I reach... Greetings to you. I trust...
Really?
A man is judged by his friends. This is not the time for such an agreement.
Let's give them a little bit of money here. Oh!
The spirits have noticed that our treasure stores are wanting.
Sure, that's fine. How about less money? No.
I find but scant meat stuck to your bony words.
Okay.
Nothing more to talk about.
See, I wasn't sure about how that would work if these units that had experience... Yeah, I wasn't sure about this. So we have a couple units here that obviously... Let's see. Oh, let's merge them. Ah! Brilliant! I didn't know that was an option. Okay, and then this unit we could probably get rid of. And let's merge these guys. That is amazing. I had no idea you could do that. And then we can merge these guys and get rid of them. That is amazing. I did not know you could do that. That really helps with the upkeep. Thanks for the tip.
Is mother to us all.
Ah, that's true. Awesome. Is it because the units take food to support? I don't know what they're... Yeah, it's a little opaque. Okay, here we go. Local supply, high supplies. Okay. So they're supplied by the local population. Okay. Aha. Maybe it's because we were able to consolidate some of those units. Okay. Excellent. Okay, where's our scout? Let's have him maybe... doesn't look like there's anything there. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure about how the food mechanic worked. So there, again, like I said, there are a lot of details which I love. I love, in some ways, I love micromanagement of stuff like that. But I don't know exactly how all of it fits together just yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. Oh, okay. See, I wasn't sure about whether or not I needed a baggage train with my army just because. I thought that maybe, I only need to build a baggage train if I'm going to put the army on the move and campaign outside of my home territories. But I guess that makes sense. Maybe they take less food from the province if they have a baggage train? Like I said, still learning. I really appreciate all the tips and the pointers. This is something that definitely helps. It seems to be like a lot of the UI is kind of hidden. A lot of those modifiers are a little, they're hidden. And DEI is such a great mod because it has all this micromanagement going on. There are so many different modifiers. But at the same time, obviously, that's a little bit of a problem if you're coming to the game fresh and you don't know how the game itself works to begin with. And then having all the modifiers in there. And food was one of those things that I just was like, oh, okay, so there's a mechanic here that I'm not familiar with. How is this going to work? Research complete, Warhorn. You have completed a technological advancement, giving you an advantage over your rivals. Protection expiring. The Arverni are not going to be... Okay, who's this? Katabodua's flight. Where am I focusing? Who is this? Oh, this is in...
What would you have of me?
Let's have this guy reveal a little bit more of the map over here.
Unseen.
Julia Bona. This looks like... Oh, this is Carentan. This is Normandy. War declared. The Sequani have declared war on the Nerwii. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Character personality reports. Adamo, politician, sociopath when is aged. Abstemious, vain, rash, and greedy. Yikes. Doesn't sound super great. But it looks like he might be a better general. Better chance of successfully launching an ambush. That's cool. I'm still trying to figure out how politicians work and that whole faction system. Okay, so let's unlock Celtic field systems. This will increase our food later on and enables the building of a cattle farm later and all these techs right here. So let's go ahead and do that. We're not actually at war with anybody, so I feel like we can research some more domestic techs. Now let's have her go down here. Reveal Gaul, or Genoa, sorry, my bad.
Witchy sword hand.
So we don't technically know the Romans yet. We are unfamiliar with them. Let's send our agent west, or east, sorry, my bad. Okay, so food is at, you know, equilibrium right now. Okay, and public order is definitely increasing here. Now we have a field, so that's increased our food. Let's see. Maybe we can change this ancient capital. We have... No, we don't have the funds to build any of these, and food would be an issue anyway. Mossos is doing well. We're upgrading here. Perfect. Okay, so now we have the Sequani who are at war with the Nerwii. Do we help the Sequani in their war? I mean, I don't think there's any reason to. Being at peace right now is kind of nice, being able to consolidate our power in Vivaracte. Getting to replenish our armies. Gain some peaceful techs. Maybe get some increased siege engines later on in the military research tree. And that's right, I totally forgot to build baggage trains. I think both of those units can probably replenish or recruit right now. All they're doing is patrolling the province, so recruiting a baggage train here or there would also be helpful, for sure. I know that in battle, baggage trains are obviously very vulnerable. They don't really do much, they just kind of sit in the back. Which makes sense. People who are taking care of the food and resources aren't necessarily the ones who are going to be charging forth. Let's see what the Sequani are doing. The Sequani are going to war with the Nerwii. It looks like they are the ones who are the aggressors there. And it looks like, from what our scout can see in the far northwest corner of the map around what is now Normandy, it looks like there's an army there who is suffering attrition. I'm not sure who that is. Ah, that makes sense. I keep forgetting you can actually withdraw a unit from the battle. Okay, faction encountered. The Treweri Confederation, where are they? That makes sense. Really? I thought we already went up there. Alright, unseasonal conditions in Gallia. Seleukid vassals rebel. After years of enmity have built up between the Hellenic overlords of the Seleukid dynasty and their eastern vassals, the desire for independence has boiled over, and multiple satrapies have rebelled against their overlords, hoping to carve out their own kingdoms and call upon the ancient glories of Persia's past. War is declared. The Treweri have declared war on the Nerwii, and an alliance has been forged between the Treweri and the Sequani. Okay, so maybe they'll change their opinion towards us because we are already friends with the Sequani. A faction rises, the Treweri Confederation has arisen. So, it looks like they have kind of reconfigured. What is this army over here? This is the men of Morwan. The Lexowii. The Lexowii, I think, are to the west. No, where are the Lexowii? Huh. So this is the convoluted. Atribates. Never mind. There's the Treveri out here. And the Treveri Confederation, which is a separate power. What is there? We're neutral. We're good with the Sequani. Let's see if we can be on good terms with the Treveri Confederation. Maybe we can trade?
Welcome, although my ancestors.
Yes, nice.
This agreement.
How about a non-aggression pact?
An empty.
Nope. Okay, fine. And the Treveri, they do not like us. Okay, so the Confederation
Look forward.
we're on good terms with, but the Treveri themselves are not. Aha! That's right. Like you said, they don't have any territory. It's because our allies, the Carnutas, have become the victors, it looks like, in this war. They've captured their main settlement of Uliobona.
The shadows are friends. That's it.
I think what happened is the Sequani captured Treverorum and granted it back to the Confederation. Faction icon on diplomacy. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so diplomacy right now is it's pretty good. We have our eastern and western flag secured. We don't really have to worry about the Carnutes. I would like to be on better terms with them. It seems like they are now just neutral. I thought we were okay. We might have to go to war with them. So the Pictones are still very, very friendly with us. Same thing with the Wiwiski. The Sequanii are on decent terms, and the Treveri are friendly. So, all in all, we're doing pretty well here. We don't really have any enemies. The Wolkai are neutral. They don't like the Masalians. Okay, the Masalians don't really have any allies. And for some reason they thought we raided and blockaded them earlier in the game, and we did not. So I don't know why. Can we trade? No. Now, should we expand south? I would not be averse to that. Let's see. Okay, let's build baggage trains for these guys. Oh, I guess they can't do it in that stance. Okay, let's build a baggage train here and another baggage train for them. Ah, great. So we can build... Yes, we can build some cav. And we can build some naked spearmen. Melee defense, that's huge. That value 29, that's... And they have a charge bonus that's huge. Weapon damage is huge. Armor penetration is not so great, but they have a big bonus versus Cav. They have a high base morale. Yeah, let's go ahead and hire these guys. These guys are OP for sure. Okay, so Aku Dretoi, they are the Gallic Youths. And we also have Saitoroi, who are hunters. Missile damage of 14. They have a far greater range. Let's have them in the mix. I like these archers as well. And Bagaudoi. Let's see. Okay. Supply stance of armies. Okay. Yeah, and I seem to not be able to hire a baggage train out here. So I'm going to go ahead and hire a baggage train here. Doesn't look like we have too many recruitment options here in our home territory of Nemosos. So we are building horse pens, so we'll be able to build or to create cav units. And our treasury is low-ish, but improving. Let's see if we can send our scout somewhere. No, and our war maiden is... Where is she? I think she's here. Maybe let's discover, quote-unquote, the Romans.
Only those touched by the moon would do that.
And there is Rome. Huh.
Gauls love the open road.
Are the Masalians at war with... Oh. Ah. So the Masalians have completely conquered the Genoese, or the Ligurians. I did not know this. Huh. And we are on decent terms with the Romans.
Rome offers you honest welcome. Speak, friend of Rome.
Not aggression pact? Oh, no. Okay, well, they're too far away for them to be concerned anyway, so not super worried about that. I did not know that the Masalians had captured Genoa. So that is interesting. That definitely changes the dynamic with our neighbors to the south here.
From chaos we all and to nothingness you will return.
Okay.
We will
Well,
see to it as your cities burn.
there we go. And it looks like the Masalians have declared war on us. So it makes sense that we're recruiting armies, resupplying, replenishing. That means let's take the war to them. We don't really have to worry about our flanks right now. Let's take advantage of that. Send our agents, our scouts, our brave Arverni soldiers south and wrest Masalia from the Masalians. Pretty sure they weren't expecting us to necessarily declare war on them anytime soon, but hey, you know what? I'm not going to complain. Looks like we might be able to get a little bit of a jump on them. Obviously, the ones who declared war on us, but we are also replenishing our armies so we can become full strength pretty soon. Hopefully, this means we will have an advantage against them in the forthcoming war.
Recruited so many units, the treasury is buckling under the weight of their upkeep. Capturing new territory would spread the
Lexoi have been destroyed.
to good use.
The Trevori have been destroyed. Let's send our army south.
Is mother to us all.
Let's get out of this state. Oh, we're recruiting, that's fine.
Ready for orders.
Let's send this baggage train here.
Epona, watch over this traveler.
Actually, okay, let's let's send him south. Can we take him out of that army? Oh no, we'll meet up with his army here and switch that unit. He can recruit units now. We are actually at a negative 262. I'm not sure why that happened overnight, it seemed. But let's go ahead and save this. Call it the Masalian War. Let's see if our allies are willing to, or if anybody's willing to join us. How about the Pictones? Did you want to get in on this?
A noble friend, what an honor you do us. Come, speak so that the spirits can hear you.
Nope. Okay, how about
Cannot agree.
the whiskey?
Good and noble friend, what an honor you do us. Come, speak.
Ah, they're at war with the Cantabri and Casatani already, so I don't think they're going to want to go to war with Masalia. Makes sense.
Our gods whisper to me.
So this is going to be interesting. Can we sow some discord here? Looks like our borders are safe. Let's go ahead and see if we can take out the Masalians early. I'm not sure what their forces look like here. Looks like Genoa is lightly guarded. There is another fleet kind of just hanging out here. I'm not sure who these people are. I haven't seen that flag. I'm not super familiar with it. It might be the Wolkai, perhaps? Yes. Ah, and they're now landing at Genoa. Don't know if the Walkire are at war with the Masalians. That would be interesting.